Hello everyone, welcome to my channel at the rate Dream Doctor 2121 official. Today we are going to discuss about the scapula. Scapula means it is a thin bone placed on posterior lateral aspect of thoracic cage. That means backside of the thoracic cage towards lateral side. The scapula has two surfaces, three borders, three angles and three processes. Next, side determination. The lateral or glenoid angle is large and bears the glenoid cavity. We can see the glenoid cavity. The dorsal surface is convex and is divided into supraspinous fossa and infraspinous fossa by triangular spine. Next, costal surface is concave and has subscapular fossa. And the lateral border is the thickest border, runs from the glenoid cavity above to the inferior angle below. Next, features of scapula. As I told, it has two surfaces, three borders, three angles and three processes. First, we are going to discuss about the surfaces. It has two surfaces, that is costal surface and dorsal surface. This costal surface is concave or subscapular fossa and is directed medially and forwards. It is marked by three longitudinal ridges. And this part of bone is almost rod like and it acts as a lever for the action of serratus anterior in overhead abduction of arm. Next, dorsal surface. Dorsal surface is divided into small supraspinous fossa and large infraspinous fossa by a triangular spine, and these two fossas are connected by spinoglenoid notch which is situated on lateral to the root of spine. Next, borders. It has three borders: superior border, lateral border and medial border. First, we are going to discuss about superior border, which is short and it is near to the root of coracoid process and it presents the suprascapular notch. Next, lateral border. It is thick at the upper end. It presents the infraglenoid tubercle. Next, medial border is thin and it extends from the superior angle to the inferior angle. Next, angles. It has three angles: superior angle, inferior angle, lateral or glenoid angle. First, superior angle. It is covered by trapezius muscle, and the inferior angle. It is covered by latissimus dorsi. It moves forward around the chest when the arm is abducted. Next, the lateral or glenoid angle. It is broad and bears the glenoid cavity, which is directed forwards, laterally and slightly upwards. The supraglenoid tubercle is present above the glenoid cavity, and below that glenoid cavity, infraglenoid tubercle is present. Next, three processes. It has scapula has three processes: the spinous process, acromion process and coracoid process. First, spinous process. Spinous process is present on dorsal side. The spinous process is a triangular plate with three borders and two surfaces. The spinous process also again has three borders and two surfaces. This divides into small supraspinous fossa and large infraspinous fossa. Its posterior border is called crest of spine. The crest has upper and lower lips. Next, the acromion process has two borders, medial border and lateral border, and two surfaces, superior and inferior, and a facet for the clavicle. At this acromion only the clavicle is going to attach. At that point we call acromioclavicular joint. Next, coracoid process is directed forwards and slightly laterally. It is bent and finger-like. It is an atavastic type of epiphysis. These are the features: surfaces, borders, angles, processes. Now we are going to discuss about the attachments. What are the muscles attached to scapula and where the origin, where the insertion is going to take place. We are going to discuss now. First, attachments. Subscapularis muscle, first muscle, arises from middle 2/3 of subscapular fossa, where this subscapular fossa is present on the costal surface. At this costal surface on subscapular fossa, medial 2/3, this subscapularis muscle is arising. Next, supraspinatus arises from the medial 2/3 of supraspinatus fossa. And infraspinatus muscle arises from the medial 2/3 of infraspinatus fossa. These supraspinatus and infraspinatus muscles arises from supraspinatus fossa and infraspinatus fossa. Next, deltoid muscle. Deltoid muscle arises from the lower border of the crust. As I told, crust has upper lips and lower lip. From the lower border or lower lip, the deltoid muscle is going to arise, and from the lateral border of acromion process. The acromion fibers are multipennate. Next, trapezius. Trapezius muscle is inserted into the upper border of the crest of spine and into the medial border of the acromion process. Next, serratus anterior is inserted along the medial border of costal surface. Serratus anterior origin is from 8 digitations. Next, long head of biceps brachii. This muscle is arising from supraglenoid tubercle and short head from lateral part of tip of coracoid process. Bicep muscles has two heads. Long head is from supraglenoid tubercle and short head is from lateral part of tip of coracoid process. Next, coracobrachialis. This muscle arises from the medial part of tip of coracoid process. At lateral part, a short head of biceps from the tip of coracoid process, and at the medial part of tip of coracoid process, coracobrachialis muscle. These muscles are origin. Trapezius, serratus muscles are insertions. When we are going to discuss about muscles, first we should know the origin, insertion, nerve supply, blood supply, etc. Now, long head of triceps brachii muscle. This long head of triceps brachii muscle arises from infraglenoid tubercle and attaches at Walacron process of ulna. And this pectoralis minor muscle is inserted into the medial border and superior surface of coracoid process. Next, teres minor muscle. Teres minor and teres major. First, teres minor muscle arises from the two slips from the upper 2/3 of rough strip on the dorsal surface along the lateral border. Next, teres major muscle arises from the lower 1/3 of rough strip on the dorsal aspect of lateral border. You can see these muscles in the diagram, that location. Next, levator scapula. It is inserted along the dorsal aspect of medial border from the superior angle up to the root of spine. Next, rhomboid minor muscle and rhomboid major muscle. These are also insertions. This rhomboid minor muscle is inserted into the medial border opposite to the root of spine. Rhomboid major is inserted into the medial border between the root of spine and the inferior angle. Minor is opposite to the root of spine. Major is between the root of spine and inferior angle. Next, inferior belly of omioid. It arises from the upper border near the suprascapular notch. Next, the margin of glenoid cavity, attachment to the scapula of shoulder joint and to the glenoidal labrum. This scapula forms acromioclavicular joint, where the acromion process and clavicle is going to attach and forms acromioclavicular joint, and the coracoacromion ligament is attached to the lateral border of coracoid process and to the medial side of tip of acromion process. Next, coracohumeral ligament. scapula ligaments. First, coracoacromial ligament and coracohumeral ligament, coracoclavicular ligament, transverse ligament, supraglenoid ligament. Coracoacromial ligament is attached to lateral border of coracoid process and medial side of tip of acromion process. Next, coracohumeral ligament. It is attached to root of coracoid process. Coracoclavicular ligament is attached to the coracoid process and the trapezius part on superior aspect and conoid part on root, near the root. Next, transverse ligament. Bridge across the suprascapular notch and converts it into a foramen which transmits the suprascapular nerve. Next, splenoglenoid ligament may bridge the supraspinoglenoid notch. The suprascapular vessels and nerves passes deep to it. This scapula forms a shoulder joint, coracoacromial joint, acromioclavicular joint. Thank you. In next class we are going to one more point I am missing, that ossification. Ossification, first scapula ossifies from the one primary center and 7 secondary centers. These primary center appear near the glenoid cavity during the 8th week of development. Primary center appears near the glenoid cavity during the 8th week of development. The first secondary center appears in the middle of the coracoid process during the first year and fuses by 15th year. It appears in first year and fuses by 15th year. Next, the subcoracoid center appears in the root of coracoid process during the 10th year and fuses by 16th year to 18th year. The other centers including two for the acromion process and one for the lower 2/3 of margin of glenoid cavity. Ossification, medial border and inferior angle appears at puberty and fusion by 25th year. Next, 2 for acromion process and lower part of glenoid cavity appears at puberty and fuses at 25th year. Next, subcoracoid center appears at 10th year and fuses by 16th to 18th year. Next, coracoid process appears at first year and fusion by 15th year. First ossification appears in coracoid process only. Scapula, clinical anatomy, scapula is very important because when the serratus anterior muscle is getting paralyzed, it causes swinging of scapula. That means the medial border of the bone becomes unduly prominent. It looks prominently and the arm cannot abduct beyond the 90 degrees. Beyond the 90 degrees we cannot abduct our arm. Next, the scaphoid scapula is developmental anomaly in which the medial border is concave. These two are the clinical aspects for scapula. Very important is winging of scapula. Thank you. In next class we are going to discuss about the humerus and its features, attachments. Thank you. Please subscribe the channel.